Ladies and gentlemen, warriors, dreamers, and believers, listen up. The world will tell you what you can't do. It'll try to lock you in a box, weigh you down with doubt, and whisper in your ear that you're not enough. But I'm here to tell you something different. I'm here to tell you that the only thing standing between you and greatness is your will. Willpower is the fire inside, the storm that don't break, the hunger that don't fade. It don't care where you come from. It don't care what odds are against you. It only cares about what's inside you. See, talent is a gift, but will is a decision. Strength fades, speed slows, but will last. It's the one thing they can't take from you unless you give it away. I wasn't born the fastest. I wasn't born the strongest, but I was born with something greater, the will to fight, the will to win, the will to never stay down. When they laughed at me, I trained harder. When they doubted me, I worked longer. When they told me it was impossible, I made it possible. Because Will don't flinch. Will don't quit. Will don't listen to critics. It only listens to victory. You want success, then you got to will it. You got to wake up every morning, look in that mirror, and say, I am unstoppable. I am unbreakable. I am undeniable. And when you fall, you rise. When they push you down, you stand. And when the world says stay down, you look it in the eye and say, watch me rise. Because willpower is the difference between a dream and a legacy. And I don't know about you, but I ain't leaving this earth without making history. Now go out there, stand tall, and show the world what the power of will really looks like. Because a champion ain't made in the gym. A champion is made in the mind. Willpower is stronger than talent. Talent is a gift. You either have it or you don't. Some people are born fast, some are born strong, some are born with a natural ability to excel. But talent alone has never made a champion. Talent might open the door, but only willpower will keep you in the room. I've seen talented people fall because they relied too much on their gifts. They thought talent was enough. They thought they didn't have to work, didn't have to struggle, didn't have to fight for it. But the moment things got tough, they crumbled. Because talent is nothing without the will to push forward when everything says stop. Willpower is what separates the great from the forgotten. It's what makes an ordinary person extraordinary. It's what takes someone with nothing and turns them into something the world can't ignore. See, talent runs fast, but willpower runs forever. Talent gives you a head start, but willpower makes sure you finish first. Talent shines in the good times, but willpower is there when the storm hits, when the lights go out, when the pain kicks in. Because willpower doesn't need perfect conditions. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need permission. Willpower only needs a reason. So don't worry about how talented you are. Worry about how much heart you got. Worry about how bad you want it. Worry about how hard you're willing to fight. Because a person with willpower and no talent will always outlast a person with talent and no will. Your mind decides your limits, not the world. The world will try to tell you how far you can go. It'll put labels on you, try to measure your potential, try to put a ceiling over your head. But let me tell you something, the only limits that exist are the ones you accept. You see, champions aren't made by the world's expectations. They're made by their own beliefs. If you believe you can only go so far, that's where you'll stop. But if you believe there are no limits, if you refuse to accept boundaries, if you refuse to back down, if you refuse to be ordinary, then nothing in this world can hold you back. People told me I couldn't do it. They laughed. They doubted. They said I wasn't built for it. But I didn't listen because my mind is stronger than their words. And that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who make it are the ones who refuse to listen when the world says, you can't. When your body gets tired, your mind tells it to keep going. When the world says stop, your mind says just one more step. When the odds are against you, your mind finds a way to win. The strongest muscle you got ain't your legs, your arms, or your back, it's your mind. Train it, strengthen it, control it. Because once you master your mind, you master everything. And when they ask, how did you do it? You look them in the eye and say, because I never let the world decide how far I could go. When people doubt you, work harder. Doubt is fuel. Let them question you. Let them laugh. Let them say you ain't got what it takes, because every word of doubt is just another reason to go harder, train longer, and push further than anyone ever thought possible. See, people only doubt you because they don't see what's inside you. They don't feel your fire. They don't hear the voice in your head that says, I refuse to lose. But that's not their fault. It's not their job to believe in you. It's your job to prove them wrong. The greatest payback ain't words, it's results. The greatest response ain't talking, it's winning. The greatest revenge ain't arguing, it's standing on top when they swore you fall. When they doubt you, don't get mad, get focused. Let the doubt sharpen you, not break you. Let it be the reason you wake up earlier, stay later, and outwork every single person in the room. Because the moment you stop trying to prove them wrong and start proving yourself right, that's the moment you become unstoppable. So when they say, you can't, you say, watch me. Pain is temporary, will last forever. Pain don't last. It feels big in the moment. It screams at you, tries to stop you, makes you want to quit. But pain is weak. It don't have the strength to stay. It comes and it goes, but will stays. Will don't break. Will don't fade. Every champion, every legend, every person who's ever done something great, they all felt pain. They all got knocked down. They all had moments where their body begged them to stop, but they didn't stop. They pushed through because they knew something the weak don't know, that pain is just a test. Pain asks you, how bad do you want it? Pain asks you, are you going to quit or are you going to rise? Pain asks you, are you made for this or are you just pretending? And the ones who have willpower, the ones who refuse to be broken, they answer with action. They push one more step. They throw one more punch. They keep fighting when everything inside them says stop. Because they know that pain is temporary, but the victory that comes after lasts forever. A broken body can heal, so muscles recover. Wounds fade, but the strength you build from pushing through, that's forever. That becomes part of you. That turns you into something the world can't break. So when the pain comes, don't run. Face it. Fight through it. Own it. Because when the pain is gone, all that's left is the will of a champion. Champions don't quit when they're tired. They quit when they've won. Anybody can work when they feel good. Anybody can push when it's easy. But a champion keeps going when everything in their body screams for them to stop. See, the weak quit when they get tired. They listen to that little voice that says, I've done enough. I can rest now. But a champion has a different voice inside. A champion hears, keep going. One more round. One more rep, one more step, because it ain't over until I say it's over. Tired is just a feeling, and feelings don't win fights, willpower does. You think warriors stop because they're tired. You think legends are made by resting when it gets hard. You think history remembers the ones who almost made it. No, history remembers the ones who refused to stop until the job was done. When you're exhausted, that's when the real fight begins, because that's when most people quit. That's when they give in. And that's the moment you have to decide, am I like them or am I built different? A champion don't care about tired. A champion don't care about pain. A champion only cares about winning. So don't stop when you're tired. Don't stop when it hurts. Stop when you've won. You don't have to be the best, just refuse to be beaten. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to be number one. But the truth is, being the best isn't about natural talent, strength, or skill. It's about heart. It's about having the kind of willpower that refuses to break, no matter how hard the world tries to stop you. I've seen so-called the best quit when things got tough. I've seen champions fall because they rely too much on their talent and not enough on their fight. But I've also seen underdogs rise, outlast, and outwork the ones everyone thought were unbeatable. Because victory doesn't belong to the best, it belongs to the ones who refuse to lose. You don't have to be the strongest, just keep standing. You don't have to be the fastest, just keep moving. You don't have to be the smartest, just keep learning. Winning isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. The person who never quits will always be a threat to the one who's naturally gifted but soft. See, life is going to knock you down. It's going to test you. It's going to throw everything it has at you. But if you stand back up, if you keep pushing forward, if you refuse to be beaten, then it doesn't matter who's better than you, because in the end, you'll be the last one standing. So don't chase being the best, chase being unbreakable, because the strongest warrior isn't the one who never falls, it's the one who refuses to stay down. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Setbacks, they sting. They hurt. They make you question everything. But here's the truth, that every champion learns the hard way. Setbacks aren't failures. They're lessons. Every time life knocks you down, it's just setting you up for something bigger, something greater, something more powerful than you ever imagined. But the key to that comeback, it's your mindset. When you get knocked down, you can stay down, or you can get up and say, this is just the beginning. Because every failure, every defeat, every moment when you feel like giving up, it's shaping you into the person you need to become to win the next round. Look at the greatest fighters, the greatest athletes, the greatest entrepreneurs. None of them got there without setbacks. Every one of them faced obstacles. Every one of them experienced moments when the odds were stacked against them, when people counted them out. But what separated them from the rest was simple. They didn't quit. They saw each setback as a setup for a bigger, stronger comeback. Think about the tough times in your life. Think about the moments when you thought, I can't do this. Now think about what those moments taught you. Think about how they made you stronger, wiser, more resilient, because each time you bounce back, you come back better. Setbacks test your commitment. They test your drive. They test your will to keep going. And if you keep going, no matter how hard the road gets, you're setting yourself up for something amazing. So don't look at setbacks as the end of the road. Look at them as the start of your comeback story. Every knockdown is just preparing you to rise higher, to hit harder, to be more unstoppable. Remember, comebacks aren't just about winning, they're about proving that nothing can hold you down. And when you make that comeback, you're not just back in the game, you're stronger, you're smarter, and you're ready to take on the world like never before. When you're knocked down, rise stronger. Getting knocked down is part of the journey. It's a fact of life. No one gets through this world without facing hard times, without feeling the weight of failure, without hitting rock bottom at least once. But let me tell you, getting knocked down isn't the problem. It's staying down that's the real defeat. The question isn't whether you'll get knocked down, it's how you rise when you do. It's how you respond in the face of adversity. It's how much fight you have left when the world tries to tell you that you're done. When you're down, it feels like the end, your body aches, your mind's filled with doubt, and the world around you doesn't seem to care. But the moment you decide that you're not done, that you're going to rise again, that's when the magic happens. That's when you discover just how strong you really are. Rising stronger isn't about just getting back up, it's about coming back with more strength, more resilience, more determination than you had before. You use the pain, you use the struggle, you use the disappointment, the hurt, the fear, and you transform it into fuel for your comeback. Every time you get knocked down, you learn something new about yourself. You discover what you're made of. You discover the depths of your courage, the power of your mind, and the strength of your spirit. You grow in ways that wouldn't be possible without those hard knocks. It's easy to stay on the sidelines when you haven't been tested. It's easy to say you'll be great when everything's going your way. But real greatness is forged in the fire. Real champions are built in the moments when they're knocked down, when they're broken, when they feel like they can't go on, and yet they rise again. So when life knocks you down, and it will, don't just get back up. Come back stronger. Come back with a heart that's unbreakable, a spirit that's undefeated, and a mind that's set on nothing but victory. Because every time you rise after falling, you become unstoppable. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Talent is a gift, yes, but talent, that won't get you anywhere. Talent is like a spark. It might light a fire, but it won't keep it burning unless you fuel it with hard work, consistency, and a relentless drive to be better. You've seen it, right? People who are naturally gifted, born with the ability to succeed, but they never reach their full potential. Why? Because they think talent is enough. They think being good at something means they don't have to work for it. But what happens when talent stops putting in the effort? What happens when that gift gets complacent? It fades. On the other hand, hard work never fades. Hard work doesn't rest. It doesn't take days off. It doesn't wait for perfect conditions or for the right time. It's a mindset, a decision that you'll outwork anyone, no matter how much talent they have. Hard work shows up every single day, no matter how you feel. Hard work stays when the natural talent quits. It's the difference between the person who's gifted but lazy and the person who works tirelessly to close the gap, to push further, to be better. You've got two kinds of people. One, the talented who think they can coast by on their gifts. They get comfortable, they get lazy, and when the competition gets fierce, they falter. Two, the hard workers who may not have all the talent in the world, but they work like they have something to prove. They're the ones who stay up late, wake up early, and put in the work when everyone else is resting. And let me tell you something, the hard worker is the one who wins. When talent gets lazy, when it stops pushing, when it thinks it's already good enough, the person who works harder, trains harder, sacrifices more, that's the one who finishes first. Look at the champions. They're not always the most gifted, but they are the most persistent. They don't take shortcuts. They don't expect success to come without putting in the hours, without the sweat, without the grind, because hard work turns potential into greatness. So don't worry about being the most talented. Don't worry about what others have been given naturally. Focus on what you can control, your effort, your work ethic, your hustle. Because when you combine talent with hard work, you're unstoppable. And when talent chooses to sit back and relax, hard work wins every time. The fight is won long before the battle begins. Success doesn't happen by chance. It's not a result of luck or random circumstances. The fight is won long before the battle begins, because the true battle happens in your preparation, in your mindset, in the hours you put in when no one's watching, when no one is clapping, when no one believes in you. Champions don't wait until the moment of truth to decide to fight. They've already been fighting. They've already put in the work, the sweat, the sacrifice, the training. They've already built the foundation for success before anyone even knew there was a challenge ahead. The battle is decided long before you step into the ring. Preparation is everything. It's about what you do every day when you're not on stage, when you're not in the spotlight. It's about the early mornings, the late nights, the struggles, the grind, the moments you feel like quitting but choose to push on anyway. Those are the moments that shape you, that fortify you, that make you ready for whatever life throws at you. The ones who win aren't the ones who show up on the day of the fight and hope for the best. They're the ones who've already fought in their minds, in their hearts, in their actions every single day before the battle began. They've already visualized victory. They've already prepared for defeat and know how to handle it. They've already built their mental toughness, their skill set, their belief. You don't wait until the storm hits to build your shelter. You don't wait until you're in the fight to get ready. You prepare long before, so when the battle comes, you're ready to conquer. And it's not just physical preparation, it's mental preparation. The strongest part of any fight is what's inside you, and that strength is built when there's no fight in front of you. It's in the discipline to push yourself when no one's watching, to train your mind to believe that you can overcome and to never, ever back down. The real fight is won in the quiet moments of preparation, when you put in the work even though no one is applauding, when you rise after every setback, when you refuse to give up. Because when you're ready before the battle begins, you're already a step ahead. The outcome is already decided by what you've done to prepare. So the next time you step into any challenge, know this: the work you put in before the battle determines the victory. And when you've prepared with everything you've got, when you've trained, when you've built the mindset and the skill to succeed, the battle is already yours. What you believe, you achieve. Your belief system is your foundation. What you believe about yourself, about your potential, about your future, it shapes your reality. The world is full of people who want to achieve greatness, but not everyone believes they can. And that's where the difference lies. Belief is the fuel that powers your actions. Without belief, there's no drive, no motivation, no vision. When you truly believe you can achieve something, you start making decisions that align with that belief. You start acting like the person who already has what they desire, thinking like the person who already achieved their goals. Belief isn't just wishful thinking, it's power. It's the inner confidence that tells you, I can handle this even when the odds are stacked against you. It's the courage to keep going when no one else believes in you, to keep fighting when everyone else has given up. What you believe doesn't just influence your mindset, it guides your actions, your persistence, and your ability to push through the toughest challenges. If you believe you can't, you won't. Simple as that. Your belief or lack of belief will set your limits. When you doubt yourself, you act small. You hold back. You settle for less. But when you believe in yourself, truly believe that success is not just possible but inevitable, you start making moves that reflect that belief. You start pushing harder, staying longer, taking bigger risks. Look at the greatest achievements in history. None of them would have been possible without belief. The people who changed the world were the ones who believed it could be done, who believed they were capable of achieving greatness. And that belief didn't just come from the easy moments, it came from the struggles, the setbacks, the doubt, the pain. They believed, not because everything was going perfectly, but because they refused to let anything stop them. When you truly believe, nothing can stand in your way. Belief gives you the courage to keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough, even when the world tells you it's impossible. And the more you believe, the more you'll find yourself achieving things you once thought were out of reach. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have the perfect plan. But if you believe you can, if you believe you will, then you've already taken the first step to making it happen. What you believe you achieve. So believe in your power, believe in your ability, and watch the world shift to meet you where you stand. Willpower turns dreams into reality. Dreams are powerful. They give us direction. They inspire us to reach higher, to break boundaries, and to envision a life that's bigger than what we see around us. But dreams on their own are just thoughts. Without willpower, they stay just that, thoughts. Willpower is the engine that drives those dreams forward. It's the force that transforms your ideas into actions, your plans into progress, and your desires into achievements. Dreaming big is easy, anyone can do it. But it's willpower that makes those dreams tangible. It's willpower that gets you out of bed when the comfort of sleep feels too tempting, that keeps you working when the progress feels too slow, that pushes you to keep going when it seems like the world is trying to hold you back. Dreams can be vivid, they can be inspiring, they can be beautiful, but without willpower, they are just visions of what could be. Willpower is what pushes you to wake up early, to put in the extra hours, to overcome the obstacles, to sacrifice comfort for success. Willpower is the reason you don't give up when things get tough. It's the belief that you can make those dreams real no matter how long it takes or how hard the journey gets. You'll face moments when doubt creeps in. You'll face challenges that make you wonder if the dream is even worth it. But willpower is what keeps you moving even when the road gets hard. Willpower is what tells you, I'm not stopping until I get there. You see, success isn't just about having a great vision for the future. It's about the decisions you make every single day to make that vision a reality. Willpower is what fuels those decisions. It's what keeps you going even when your mind and body are tired, when the temptation to quit is strong, and when the world seems like it's against you. Willpower is what separates those who merely dream from those who actually achieve. It's the difference between wishing for something and making it happen. It's the determination to keep fighting, to keep pushing, to keep moving forward no matter how many setbacks you face. When your dreams start to feel distant, when the road starts to feel too long, remember this: willpower turns dreams into reality. Keep your focus. Keep your drive. And no matter what it takes, keep moving toward the dream until it's no longer just a dream, but a reality you can touch, feel, and live. A champion's mind is unshakable. The greatest strength of any champion isn't their physical prowess, their skill, or their natural talent. It's their mind. A champion's mind is their foundation, their core, and their weapon. It's what separates the ones who rise from the ones who fall. When the pressure is on, when the world is watching, a champion's mind remains unshakable. An unshakable mind doesn't bend to the doubts that others place on you. It doesn't bend to fear, criticism, or failure. It stands firm like a solid rock in the middle of a storm. The world can throw all its challenges, all its distractions, all its negativity at you, but an unshakable mind, it stays focused, it stays strong, it stays true to its purpose. A champion understands that challenges are just part of the journey. They don't break when things get tough. They don't fold under pressure. Instead, they dig deep, keep their head clear, and stay in control of their emotions and actions. They know that true power comes from within, and they trust that their mind will lead them through any adversity. When others crumble under the weight of expectations or setbacks, a champion rises higher. They don't see failure as an end, they see it as a lesson. Every loss, every mistake, every hard moment is simply a stepping stone on their path to greatness. They don't let anything shake their belief in themselves. They know that a setback isn't the end, it's a chance to come back stronger. An unshakable mind isn't built overnight. It's forged through years of discipline, mental toughness, and the ability to overcome fear. It's the ability to control your thoughts, to redirect negative energy, to stay focused on what you can control, and to let go of everything else. A champion's mind is trained in the quiet moments, in the hours of sacrifice when no one is watching, when you choose to push forward despite the doubts, despite the exhaustion. When the crowd is screaming, when the pressure is rising, when everything seems to be falling apart, a champion's mind knows exactly who they are and what they're capable of. They don't let outside forces determine their outcome. They've already decided that they will not be moved. They are unshakable. So when life throws you challenges, when you face those moments where doubt creeps in, when the world tries to tell you it's too much, remember, a champion's mind is unshakable. You are the master of your thoughts, your actions, and your destiny. And nothing, no obstacle, no difficulty can take that from you. Never listen to the doubters, listen to your heart. Doubt is a powerful force. It can creep in from all sides, from people who are afraid to dream big, from voices that tell you your goals are too far out of reach, from the world that wants to see you play it safe and stay within the lines. Doubt is everywhere, and it's easy to let it stop you, to let it convince you that you're not capable, that you can't achieve what you've set out to do. But here's the truth, doubters don't control your destiny. You do. When people tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, when they question your ability, when they say you'll never make it, remember that their doubts are not yours to carry. These are the voices of fear, the voices of those who are too afraid to step out of their comfort zone. They don't know your heart. They don't know your vision. They don't know your will to fight. You do. The real power, the real guidance comes from within. Your heart knows what's possible. Your heart knows your potential, your strength, your purpose. It's that inner voice that pushes you forward, that tells you to keep going when the world says stop. Your heart is where your dreams live. It's where your deepest passion lies. And when you listen to your heart, you align with what's truly possible. Doubters will always be there, telling you what you can't do, focusing on the obstacles, pointing out the flaws, but your heart knows what you can do. It's not about listening to the noise around you. It's about tuning out the distractions and focusing on the voice inside that tells you to keep pushing, keep believing, and keep striving for what you want. When you face the hard times, when the road gets tough, when everything feels like it's falling apart, that's when you need to listen to your heart the most. The heart doesn't give up. It doesn't quit. It knows the truth. You're stronger than you think. You're capable of more than you realize, and every challenge is just another opportunity to prove your strength. Don't let the doubters decide your fate. You are the only one who gets to determine your limits. Listen to your heart, trust in your vision, and keep moving forward. Every great achievement in history was once considered impossible by someone, but the person who believed in their heart and ignored the doubters became the one who made it happen. So, the next time someone tells you that it's too much, that you're not ready, that you can't do it, tune out their voices and listen to one inside that says, yes, you can. Your heart has the answers. And when you listen to it, you'll find the strength to do what others thought was impossible. Willpower creates legacies. Legacies are not built overnight. They aren't created by a single victory or a brief moment of success. A true legacy is built through relentless willpower, through the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the obstacles you overcome over time. It's the strength to keep pushing when others have given up. It's the refusal to stop even when the world seems to be holding you back. Willpower is what turns a dream into a legacy. Every legend, every great achiever, every person who leaves an indelible mark on the world didn't simply rest on talent or luck. They had the will to rise every time they fell, the will to endure when times were tough, and the will to keep going when success seemed distant. Their legacy wasn't built in one day, but through years of unwavering commitment, of choosing to persist no matter how hard the journey got. Willpower is the ability to stay focused on the bigger picture, to see the future even when the present feels uncertain. It's about pushing through the dark times, the failures, the moments of doubt, and emerging stronger every time. The individuals who create legacies understand this. They know that the most significant achievements don't come from easy wins. They come from years of grit, dedication, and the will to overcome adversity. What separates those who create legacies from those who fade into obscurity is simple: willpower. It's what fuels the drive to go beyond the ordinary, to reach for greatness even when it seems out of reach. Willpower pushes you to step up when others sit down. It tells you to keep going when others are ready to quit. It's the force that keeps you hungry for progress, keeps you striving for excellence, and keeps you true to your purpose. And that willpower doesn't just create temporary success, it creates lasting impact. It creates legacies. Every action, every moment of determination, every time you refuse to quit, you're building something far bigger than a single achievement. You're creating a story that will inspire others for years, even decades to come. A legacy isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about the example you set. When you build a legacy with willpower, you inspire others to do the same. You show them that anything is possible if they keep pushing, if they keep believing, if they never give up. Your legacy lives on in the lives of others who take inspiration from your journey, who see your strength and think, if they can do it, so can I. So if you want to create a legacy, if you want to be remembered not for a single moment, but for the mark you leave on this world, remember this: willpower is the key. It's the driving force behind every lasting achievement, every breakthrough, and every story of greatness. Keep pushing, keep believing, and with every step, you're building a legacy that will outlast you. As you leave here today, remember this: you are capable of far more than you know. Every challenge you face, every setback you encounter, every moment of doubt, these are not the things that define you. What defines you is your ability to rise, to push forward, and to never give up on your dreams. Your willpower is your strength. It will carry you through the toughest times and propel you toward the life you want to create. So stand tall, keep your head up, and believe in your power to overcome, to achieve, and to leave a legacy. The battle is already won in your mind, and with every step you take, you're moving closer to your greatness. Keep going. The world is waiting for what you're about to achieve.